Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Khushamdi. Ji ayanu goeiemorgen.
Bukhairagale, ni hao, Chunashumbe, Washmale, Ohio, Guzaimes, Guten Morgen, Hola, Boyor, Privyet, Kaifahal, Hale Shuma Chatore, Ahlan Wasal, Marhaba, Buna, Mucho, Gracias, Swabiam, and a very happy Independence Day! Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Yomi Azadi Mubarak, and thank you very much for tuning into P2 World. This is our special transmission, which is going to continue on the Jashn-e-Azadi and on the day of independence, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody who's out there is doing wonderfully well. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those days where I think that we really need to look back in time. And we really need to consider for all of those sacrifices our elderly has given, whether we are moving in that direction, whether we are taking the country towards prosperity by joining hands with each other. Are we doing that is the question today.
Absolutely. It's the time that we really thank those people who we owe it to, right?
Exactly. And we really need to reflect upon this as well, ladies and gentlemen. But today what we have done is that we have decided that we are going to talk lesser.
Yeah.
And for all of these amazing people we have over here in the studios who are going to, you know, enjoy the spirit of independence amongst us, we want them to actually share their experiences as well, because not just that, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that, to be very honest, I'm short of words as well, that we've actually been joined by people who have actually made Pakistan proud in recent times, youngsters. But not just that, we have actually been joined by people who were a part of this entire movement back in 1947, not just that, or probably back in 1939 or back in 1935, you know. So, and then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, they did what they had to do, but then at the same time, they happen to be war veterans as well. So we're really to ask them, you know, whether their generation did well or whether we are doing well as well. Ladies and gentlemen, so enjoying the spirit of independence with us today, we're very lucky. We have been joined by Vice Admiral retired Mr. Ahmed Tasneem Saab. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you. Happy Independence Day to you also.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir. It's wonderful to have you. Not just that, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually been joined by Professor Dr. Ghulam Abbas Miana Saab. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Jashn-e-Azadi Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful to have you. He's the director of Rifa University, ladies and gentlemen. All right, but moving on to somebody, ladies and gentlemen, who recently has made Pakistan proud. I don't know what this gentleman was up to, but scoring 339 out of 340 in his GRE, ladies and gentlemen, is a milestone which he has achieved only throughout the world. How do you feel about it? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you people for inviting me over to PTV. It is actually an honor. Now, you asked how does it feel? To be honest, the feeling still hasn't sunk in. I would be very honest with you.
Okay.
So, while I was giving the exam, I scored a 170 on 170 on my verbal section and 169 out of 170 on the con section. And people मजाक में ही say कि वो एक मार्क किधर गया है, वो एक मार्क किधर गया. So I just laugh it off and say कि मुझे भूख लगी तो मैं खा गया. So that's the reason to my chubbiness. So ये जैसे they were also pointing out कि 152nd हैं हम IQ और इन चीज़ों पे. I would say कि हर दफ़ा इस तरह की rankings don't really depict what the country is going through.
Absolutely.
So we've been through a lot. These people know better than us, obviously, because they've seen pre-partition and post-partition. But the fact that IQ में तो हमारा कोई issue है ही नहीं, to be honest. I'm not saying that I scored a 339 on the 340, that's why. We are very talented, and the fact that we're very, very hardworking. So we are, I think, the kings of comeback. You can take our Pakistan cricket team, right? So everyone writes them off, everyone literally, and then they shock you and win the Champions Trophy in 2017. So that's a living example for you.
Right, absolutely. But Saath, you know what? I think we have to mention one thing over here. While you have great, academic achievements as well, you're sort of an all-rounder. You know, the best thing to actually, for your best mental health as well and your physical health is to, run all these things hand in hand, which you're doing too. But one thing, now again, I have to reiterate that you are here on behalf of the youth of Pakistan and speak on behalf of them as well. Let's talk about our Kashmiri brethren. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 73 years that Pakistan is now independent, alhamdulillah, and we are able to breathe in an air that is ours, to breathe in an air that is independent and that is free. Unlike our Kashmiri brethren who started the struggle of independence along with us and way before that. But the struggle for them is still going on.
Yeah, it's real.
So what does this mean to you guys, you being the youth of Pakistan, you being the future of Pakistan? Where do you see the Kashmir issue standing? Do you see it? Do you see Pakistan playing a substantial role in it? And what sort of role do you think you as the youth can be playing?
I think this is a very good question, and this topic should be discussed and highlighted. Thank you for asking this. Now, what should the youth be doing? The least we can do is support, like, for example, now I've scored a 339 on 340. Now, what should I do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I should teach the entire Pakistan community for free, of
Right.
course, and the fact that we'll check for example, I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation,
Okay.
that I'll check a student's domicile, and if he or she is from Kashmir, right, so they should be given extra preference, because
Exactly.
the fact that what they've been through is too much to handle, to
agree
be honest.
with
It
you.
can't be expressed in words.
So we need to prioritize that, and I think that's a wonderful solution as well. But very quickly, before we say or we bid farewell to you both as well, there's only one simple thing which I would love to ask, and that is that everybody almost have reiterated. Sir said that economic independence is something which will take us forward. You said that it's education, but I think at the same time it's sports too as well, and it's because of sports that Pakistan has been recognized in so many different continents as well. How do you maintain a balance, and how would you advocate that, okay, education is important, but a part of us needs to be out there in the grounds and we need to play sports?
Thank you, Shahzad sir, for asking this. Now, look, if I wasn't playing sports, right, I wouldn't have that mentality. Like, so sports taught me a lot. Like, if I lose, right, so I used to like, I had that feeling that I could absorb that loss and then come back even harder, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you shouldn't be a nerd, or you shouldn't be playing only. So there should be a balance. Now, how to maintain that? Now, you should understand the fact that if you play sports, your endorphins release, right?
Yeah.
So that's a scientific fact.
Yeah.
So if your endorphins release, you're more motivated towards the goal, and the fact that you're more relaxed. So, for example, if someone quotes you, ये तो सिर्फ खेलता रहता है, इसके तो number नहीं आएंगे, या ये तो सिर्फ पढ़ता रहता है, इसके तो आने ही थे. The reason why people are basically looking forward to me teaching and stuff like that is because they can relate, because I am a 296 scorer in my first attempt.
Wow.
And now I've increased that score by 43 points. Alhamdulillah, Allah ka bahut shukr hai, I still can't. I
Exactly.
still can't.
Alhamdulillah, and it is great, but we can definitely believe you as well. But then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, we have a third category as well. And they're good with, so उनको ना वो ना पढ़ते हैं और ना फिर वो खेलते हैं और वो दोनों में good होते हैं. So that's the category I was talking about, but not
Which
just
is
that.
the right kind of balance.
Yeah, and I think that this is something which is required from everybody as well. We really do not want to be nerds, and we really do not want to be out in the grounds as well all day long. We really need to be focused on our direction. We really need to be focused about what we want to achieve in life, and not just that. Once we achieve that, it's about time that we give back to the country too. But very quickly, I think I'll come back to Mr. Ahmed Taseem Saab over here. And sir, now what I want to ask is that Qaid Ka Pakistan is a broader vision. And do you think that we are actually moving in that direction? Do you think that there's a lot more for us to do as well? How do you think these public-private partnerships can work, and how do you think that we can take this country towards prosperity, which is going to stay there forever? Not that, okay, 5-year term was very great, okay, 10 years, Pakistan did well. We really want to have that, sustainable development for our country, and that's what we dream for.
I think first of all, I like to appreciate Saad's, I think, brilliant academic record, and
Thank
I
you
think
so
we
much.
should appreciate he's a son of the soil. And I have found from 47 onward that individually Pakistani students have done very well, even before.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the difference, which people may not like what I'm going to say, is that before partition, independence, these Anjumans, like my school was run by Anjuman Akhwanul Muslimin, Sir Sayyid, Anjuman Nawaz Hind, like that. They used to pick up the Muslim students.
All right.
Normally the brilliant are not from the richest family, normally.
Okay.
Okay.
And actually adopt them, educate them, send them abroad, pay their fee, etc. I mean, I ask very respectfully, what is stopping us if a middle class student is doing brilliant, which normally he would do, sending him for higher education, own him up, adopt him.
Yeah.
Right.
That is not being done. And those who do very well in Cambridge universities, Oxford universities, MIT, this, that, they are. We should adopt them. Do you know that American corporations pick up their future CEOs at the graduation level?
Right.
Wow.
So this is one thing we should do. Now, Qaid also, Pakistan envisioned sports. You have said that.
Yeah.
There was no Islamic school or Islamic college which did not have a sports ground.
Exactly.
Okay.
I myself went to, and that's why the Islamic schools, the Islamic colleges used to have the sports competition with Khalsa College and with the other Hindu. And it was a great sportsman competition. This is my other observation. Okay, you must not allow education institutions without sports grounds. Sports is part of your mental build-up.
Absolutely.
You need this. If you stay, I now look after a park as senior citizen, as a community service, by one reason only. I want youngsters to come and sit, relax, think, logical thinking, homework with some greenery. Oh, concrete doesn't produce the mind that I'm talking about. You see the poets, this and that.
Exactly.
So sports is one thing which is really lacked very badly. I think our institutions don't have this.
Exactly. Thank you very much for saying that. That was a wonderful message as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
But ladies and gentlemen, whoever's out there, I think that, if we intend to move forward, we do. And for the last 70 years or more, we've seen that nothing has actually stopped us. And we will continue to do so because of the fact that we have such amazing, talented youngsters over here in our country. And they are the future of Pakistan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for everybody who just got to tune into PTV1. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching special transmission on the Independence Day. A very happy Independence Day to everybody out there. But very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, there's one small message which I'm going to share alongside my co-host, and that is, I think that this is something which is very important. We haven't really considered it very well as well, and it might be because of the family pressure or the peer pressure that unfortunately within our public offices, we do have officers who are involved in bribery. Today, I'm going to pledge all of those people, please make sure that you do not do this anymore. And this is high time that you actually become loyal to the country, because that's all we want from you. And let's ensure merit so that Pakistan progresses indefinitely.
Absolutely, I totally agree with everything you said, Shahzad. Jashn Azadi Mubarak to everyone watching once again. And a very basic message to everyone, whoever is going out, now that everything is open, the lockdown and restrictions have been lifted. Whoever goes out to celebrate the independence of Pakistan, make sure, please, to stay responsible. Make sure to wear your mask, make sure to follow all the SOPs, do not litter around. Remember Pakistanis and your Kashmiri brethren in your prayers as well. Remember my entire team. And well,
we're going to head out towards, we're going to end this transmission. Well, our part of this transmission, ladies and gentlemen, with this amazing patriotic song. So let's sing it.